And now, ladies and gentlemen, your first fighter ready to make his way to the cage tonight. Fighting out of the red corner, pretty dangerous, David Allred.
Jimmy, you don't have kids. I have a 7-year-old girl and a 20-month-old girl. That's Barney the dinosaur.
I am like really disturbed right now, and I'm just gonna stay silent. That's what I'm gonna do. Wow.
I didn't think you would have Barney in your universe, but I do in mine.
Not really in my universe, no. No.
Right on in, Dave. Right on in.
There are cage entrances, and then there are cage entrances.
I see his cornerman, Jeremy Horn. That's my universe, Sean. I don't do Barney. I know Jeremy Horn, buddy.
I live in both worlds. Maybe we'll talk about Team Umizoomi later. You never know.
You know, that's the thing, though. You have a dramatic entrance. I love them. They're great. Better win your fight.
And now set to make his way to the cage fighting out of the blue corner, Sean Powers.
No such theatrics for Sean Powers. Two fighters set to make their Bellator debut, both from right here in Utah. Happy to see that Sean Powers spells his first name the correct way, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, just like you. Very good, Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bellator MMA now presents inside the cage 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. We introduce first the red corner at 5'11", weighing in 155.9 pounds. His professional record, 11 wins, 4 defeats, fighting out of Salt Lake City, Utah, pretty dangerous, David Allred. And across the cage, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner at 6'2", weighing in 154.6 pounds. As a professional, 6 victories, 3 defeats, fighting out of Fruit Heights, Utah, Sean Powers. And the referee in charge of the action, Dave Salyusted.
Here we go in the lightweight division. Dave Allred facing Sean Powers. Our tale of the tape is presented by Dave & Buster's. Experience more new than ever before, only at Dave & Buster's.
You can tell by that build, Sean Powers' 4-inch reach advantage. Will he use it effectively?
Round number 1. Our fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Allred coming right in.
You know, that's the smart move against a taller, longer fighter like Powers.
Dave Allred recording that takedown. He's in the blue and white trunks. Sean Powers closing guard. He's in the white trunks.
Nice job, Powers, getting his guard back. But problem is, when you guys put pressure on your legs like this, that's where that build works against you.
Allred trying to stay very heavy with his top game. Powers looking to establish half guard. Now really active with his guard.
Guys like him do have an active guard, armbar. He's going for it, but he's out.
Good submission defense, good escape from Dave Allred.
Guys with Powers build, man, when you grapple with them, you gotta be cautious at all times. Long legs, be monstrous off their backs.
Allred not taking the back of Powers.
This is what Allred has to do: stay tight, stay close, negate that range, that lankiness advantage by staying tight.
Allred looking rear naked choke. It's on the chin.
Also, not all the way behind him.
There's a lot of torque, a lot of squeeze, but it's not yet on the throat. And he lost it. Powers on the defensive here in round number 1.
The problem is, you know, there are ups and downs to every kind of build in MMA and jiu-jitsu. Powers, you know, crazy guard, nice range, but the problem is once you're mounted or in bad position, it's hard to fit those legs in between. Trying to explode and get funky, and that's what he does.
Nicely done from Powers on the cage walk. Allred went from full mount to flat on his back, and Powers allows Allred to stand.
Interesting choice. Interesting choice. He had a nice right hand from the top, but elected to go back to the feet.
Already getting closing distance. Big elbow strikes by Powers. Then the knee.
Oh, that hurt him. He is seriously hurt. That was a good knee.
Now it's Allred playing defense here in round one. Halfway through a really entertaining round. Another elbow from Powers and another. Flipping elbows.
Powers doing damage on top. He's turning over the elbows very well.
Referee Dave Selustad moving in ever so closer.
Full mount.
The fighters have had full mount in this round one. More elbows from Powers. This is where his build really pays dividends.
Yeah, it certainly can. And also, like I said, turning over the elbow very well. A lot of times it's hard for a guy with his length to have effective ground and pound because he needs so much space. He's making up for that with the elbows, but now he's in bad position. Now
Allred with the bloody nose from those elbow strikes. Again looking rear naked choke. Look at his left hook in. Left hands from Allred. Outstanding round one of this lightweight fight.
It's the one who settles down and uses their game effectively. That's what we haven't seen. We've seen a lot of transitions like this. Guys exploding into different positions, but no one's settled down and really made it their game yet.
I was looking for wrist control. Looking for the armbar, couldn't find it. See the blood on the back of Powers, but that's Allred's blood from his nose.
Going hard for the guillotine, but it's arm in and doesn't have full guard. And once again, bad tactical positional mistake. Sold out hard, now going for the Von Flue, but he is in half guard.
Blood pouring from the nose of Allred. That was from those relentless elbows by Powers midway through this round. Now 35 seconds remaining in round one.
Going hard for the Kimura on the left side, but that's hard to finish in half guard. Has to clear that leg. Not that it can't be done, but it's hard to do.
Short time, strike. On your left side. Strike, Sean. Short time.
Powers trying to escape half guard. Both fighters have held dominant position. Both fighters have looked to be in trouble in this round one.
Both have had dominant position. They haven't been good at holding it. That's been the key to this first round. Having and holding, two different things.
Powers looking for more elbow strikes. Really good round one.
Sean. Over here. Get that blood off there. Big breath.
Into the corner of Sean Powers.
2 more. You're killing him on the feet. Okay, let's keep it standing. Okay, yeah, keep it standing. He's tired. He's way more gassed than you. Okay, how you feeling? Feeling good? Okay, you've got this fight. You're gonna break it. Okay, little oblique kick, destroy his knee. Okay, coming in. Superman's awesome, but separating. Okay, look for the head kick too. Okay.
Yeah, man. Keep it in the striking with them elbows. We got him down like that. Pull up.
So take a look at that knee.
Standing elbow.
It really shifted the momentum of this fight. Bang! Right on the side of the cheek, just above the jaw. Man, that really hurt Allred. Close to finishing the fight. And look at this top attack. Thought he went out a couple of times with those elbows, but Allred able to stay in the fight.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Fight!
I had flashbacks of Remco Pardul versus Orlando Veet with those elbows.
A little bit of that. That's an old school reference, man.
Take that, hardcores.
I and maybe a dozen other people get that reference. Oh, good straight punches.
If you got the reference, let us know. At Jimmy Smith MMA, at Sean Wheelock.
We know how old school you are, guys.
Jimmy, how did you see round one?
10-9 for Sean Powers. Oh, he did a lot of damage, almost finished the fight. Allred did have his moments. So close first round, but they gave it to Powers. And that's what's so deadly about that build. Look at the lift he got. Not able to complete it though, ended up giving mount.
Second time in this fight that Allred has achieved full mount. Easy for him to get than for me to say apparently. Cage walk from
We're just
Powers.
starting out.
Allred looking to throw elbows. Left hand.
Now, I like the patience here by Allred. Take some of the juice out of the guy on bottom. Stay heavy with your hips. Good move by Powers, and he's out.
Close guard now from Dave Allred.
This is what happened in the first round. Allred started out in good position. Lost it and almost got finished in that first round, but a lot of back and forth in this fight.
Allred trying the cage walk back to close guard.
Position, boys.
Referee Dave Selustad telling the fighters to improve position. It's a threat of a stand-up.
I gotta see more, Matty, coming up.
That's what's surprising is a couple times Sean Powers has allowed this fight to stand up, even stood up in the first round. When I thought his ground and pound looked pretty good. Let's see if he does some damage here. He's right in front of me. I can't give him advice because I'm working.
He looked right at you.
Be totally unprofessional to give advice to a fighter while he was fighting and I'm commentating, but I thought his ground and pound looked good in the first round. Just throwing that out there.
Look just above Bar Rescue. New episode Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern on Spike. There's our commentary position. Look where the fighters are. They can hear us.
And I'm going for the Darce choke. He's got to get that arm further through. Problem is hard to finish up against the fence and he lets it go.
Fighters literally about 3.5 feet away from us. Hanging on Jimmy Smith's every word of analysis.
Hey, I got to be neutral here. Got to get that knee through if he wants to get full mount. He gets it. Got to stay patient here.
Back mount, both hooks in now for Powers.
Now this is a nightmare position. You have long legs, got to put his weight in, but ends up losing the hook. Now going for a one-leg right attack. He's shaking his head at me, but is he going for banana split? Maybe a toe hold on the other side.
I think Powers was saying I didn't lose it, I let it go on the hook.
He did let it go. But man, he had a great position there. Let's see what he does now. Now puts that hook back in.
Both hooks in again, indeed, for Sean Powers.
Those legs, you want to shoot them all the way through, really put your hips in and flatten the guy out, but
that's a big right hand.
Yeah, it's to stay on the back and pound away.
Clipping the ear. Opening up Allred now with those right hands.
But that hip pressure is a little lacking. That's why he's losing these positions. Now going for the arm triangle. Can he finish it in half guard? He has the build. He might be able to put enough pressure on it to finish. But it's hard to finish in half guard and he loses it. That's what we're seeing over and over in this fight. Good positions, but just not quite efficient enough to finish the fight. I always want to try and pass guard before you start squeezing on an arm triangle.
Final minute of round number 2. Another big elbow from Powers. Right hand. Thinking head and arm choke.
Going for it again. Once again, still in half guard. See, Allred, arm on the ears, one way to defend the arm triangle. Now full mount, much better transition.
Look how high the full mount is now for Powers. More elbow strikes. Allred fishing for a toe hold.
Heel hook from here. He's going for the heel hook. Powers putting weight on that leg.
Now cranking on the heel hook and he lost it. Final seconds of round number 2. A really competitive fight. Dave Allred versus Sean Powers.
Desperate submission, listen to me. You got to stop looking for desperate submissions from the bottom, all right? You need to get on top and stay there and work, all right? You hear me? Stop looking for desperate shit from the bottom. From the bottom, it's guard and escape, guard and escape. That's it, you hear me? Big breath. You got to finish him this round, Dave. You need to finish, all right? No desperate shit.
Jeremy
Stay
Horn in the
top.
corner of Dave Allred.
And you see here, this is where Allred has been stuck. Powers, I think he felt, you see the right hands got faster and faster. I think he sensed he could finish the fight from here. But here, full mount, Nice short elbows. Problem is a lot of room with that build. He was able to, Allred was able to fit his leg through and go for the heel hook. Man, 3 of them now. I'm used to just being ignored by 2. Now there are 3.
Mercedes Terrell, Jade Rice, Taryn Terrell, no relation. Here at Bellator.
Oh my God, if that was a relation. That's an incredible.
Are you ready?
Like, wow, some good genes there.
Taryn Terrell, Impact Wrestling knockout. I don't even think they were being punny. I think they were being literal on that with the knockout.
Totally.
Tonight's judges scoring cage side are assigned by the state of Utah. Jimmy on your scorecard.
2 rounds to none for Sean Powers, both 10-9. Oh, good knee.
It's been a really fun fight. Both fighters going all out in their Bellator debut. Inside kick.
Allred might be wishing he kept that Barney helmet on and wouldn't be feeling these right hands because they are accurate.
Allred missing with that right hook. Step in knee from Powers.
The problem is Allred right now doesn't have the energy. He's gassed, but he has to. Well, that hurt him. That knee hurt him right on the eye. He doesn't have the energy to close distance. He's getting picked apart on the outside by a much taller fighter.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Powers using his striking range, throwing that knee. Hammer fist now from Powers.
Make sure they're clean.
Powers, you see, taking his time, trying to make sure those are legal strikes. Rule is the Mohawk area. You have to avoid the back of the head down that strip.
This is exactly where you don't want to be if you're Allred. He's exhausted. That's a much taller fighter on his back. This is where fights get finished, Sean. You're just out of gas, nothing left to give.
That's full mount from Powers, Allred posturing on his hip and playing all defense.
Now what he has to do is put his hips in and really flatten Allred out. He hasn't done that the other times he's gotten back now.
Body triangle now held by Sean Powers and thinking rear naked choke to finish. Tight with that body triangle. The rear naked choke slipping ever so slightly down the chin. And there's the tap. A back and forth fight. Sean Powers takes control and gets the submission win in round 3.
Allred just looked out of gas. Sean Powers had the better positioning. Had the time, sunk that choke in, but great performance by Sean Powers.
Our fight replay is brought to you by the outrageous new comedy 21 and over in theaters March 1st.
You see Allred, no energy in that 3rd round, picked apart. Look at the knees here. Bang, left knee right on the eye, and you see Allred stagger. That one really hurt him in the end of the fight. Powers knew he had all the time in the world to sink this in. Allred was not going anywhere, and that is all she wrote.
That was an outstanding fight.
Very good fight. He cleans up a few little positional things where he can really use his build. Man, he'll be dangerous at 155.
Very competitive. Powers was in trouble, taken down to start round number 1. Was mounted twice by Allred in this fight, showing a lot of tenacity. Both fighters showing a lot of character, a lot of heart. And Powers getting the finish. Sean Powers, just 23 years old, 7-3 in his still emerging pro MMA career. Bellator win number 1. Here's Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the cage, the rear naked choke brings on the tap. Official time, 2 minutes, 10 seconds into round number 3. The winner by submission, Sean Powers.
Sean Powers' face relatively clean. Dave Allred, a bloody nose and a huge mouth. You can see it there under his right eye. The victory comes via the tight rear naked choke. Powers also holding the body triangle and gets the tap out in his Bellator debut.